We are discussing about the structural organization of animals. In the first part, we discussed in detail about leech. So we shall move on to the next animal. So leech is the invertebrate animal, and this is the vertebrate animal. So we'll discuss in detail about this vertebrate animal. That is what you have got in the lesson. Is it's about common rabbit. Its scientific name is Oryctolagus cuniculus. Okay, so we shall now discuss about the external morphology and also we'll discuss in detail about its physiology. So we'll start with the external morphology of Oryctolagus cuniculus, and it represents phylum Chordata. Okay, it belongs to the phylum Chordata and class Mammalia. And mammals occupy the highest group in the animal kingdom and show advancement over the other groups of animals. Okay, out of all the animals, this mammalia, they occupy the highest group. Okay, because they show advancement. Okay, show advancement, it means they have well developed organs and organ systems, and even their intelligence is high compared to other group of animals. Okay, so mammals they occupy, because of this reason mammals occupy the highest group in the animal kingdom, and they are warm blooded. Okay, they are warm blooded. It refers to that is they maintain a constant body temperature. Okay, irrespective of whichever the temperature in the outside environment. Okay, such animals are said to be warm blooded. Okay, so warm blooded refers to animals having a constant body temperature irrespective of outside or environmental temperature. Okay, so whichever, even if there are fluctuations in the environmental temperature also, and these mammals body temperature remains constant. Okay, that is why they are called warm blooded animals. Okay, another term is also, okay, we use, that is opposite of it, it is called cold blooded. Okay, from the these two terms we can understand cold blooded animals, their body temperature, it keeps changing. Okay, when there is high temperature, when the temperature tends to increase in the outside environment, their temperature, body temperature also will increase. When the outside environment, that is in the environment, if the temperature lowers, their body temperature also, that such animals body temperature also tends to low. Okay, it becomes lowered. Okay, so such animals are called cold blooded animals, that is fishes, amphibians, reptiles. All such animals are example for cold blooded animals. And mammals, and not only mammals, even birds also, they are said to be warm blooded animals. Okay, so now you must have understood what it means. Okay, what warm blooded means. And in addition to that, mammary glands, okay, presence of mammary glands in females, it is the most striking feature of a mammal. Okay, because of that only they got the name mammalia. Okay, it refers to mammary gland. Okay, so mammary glands in females, it is the most striking feature of the mammal. We shall move on to the next one. This is about the taxonomic position of Oryctolagus cuniculus. It belongs to phylum Chordata, subphylum is Vertebrata, and class Mammalia, order Logomorpha, genus Oryctolagus, and species is Cuniculus. Okay, you can understand easily. That is genus and species name together. It is the scientific. Okay, both the constitute scientific name, or it is also called binomial name or binomial nomenclature. It is called giving two names to animals is called binomial nomenclature. And Oryctolagus, it refers to genus, and Cuniculus, it refers to species name. So genus and species. Okay, and something you'll have to remember. I remember I explained while we were talking about leech. So the first part of the here, it is everything is given in caps, okay, capital letters, but genus must be, that is the first letter of the genus must be starting with this capital letter, and the species name must be with small letter. Okay, so this is the taxonomic position. Okay, we shall move on to the next one. This is about their habit and habitat. Okay, their habit and habitat. So what type of, or where they live, and what is their habit. Okay, all that we will discuss. And they are very gentle animals. Okay, rabbits are gentle. At the same time, they are timid also. That is timid in the sense they are not so courageous, and they are fearful. Okay, so timid animals, and they show leaping movement and live in burrows. We know that rabbits are burrowing animals. They live in burrows. They dig soil, the ground, and they make burrows. They live in burrows. and they are distributed throughout the world. They are common, that is, they are seen throughout the world. And they are herbivores also. Okay, herbivores, they are plant eating animals. They feed on grass and vegetables like turnips, carrots, and lettuce. Rabbits are gregarious animals. Okay, why they are gregarious means it refers to moving in groups. They always move in groups. Okay, such a type of habit is called gregarious. Okay, so this is about the some of the characteristic features of that is external morphology of rabbit. So this is about shape and size and coloration. Okay, shape, size, and coloration. It has an elongated and cylindrical body. Okay, rabbit has elongated and cylindrical body. Males and females are of the same size. Okay, both of them they have the same size. They appear same. Okay, size. Okay, they have the same size, and they grow up to 45 centimeter in length, and they weigh about 2.25 kg as adult. Okay, so as an adult, they attain or they reach the weight of 2.25 kg, and their length is maximum. They grow up to 45 centimeter in length, and their color varies from white to black and white. Okay, either they are fully white or white to black. It varies from white to black and white. And body is covered with fur, okay, which serves to keep it warm. Okay, so their body is kept warm by this covering, okay, covering called fur. So all over the body it has fur. Okay, so this fur serves to keep the animal warm. And body division. Body of the rabbit is divisible into head, neck, trunk, and tail. Okay, this is head, and a very short neck that connects the head with the trunk or this torso, and it has a small tail also. Okay, this is about the division of the body. We'll move on to the next one. This is about again about each part we'll discuss in detail. So about head, it is ovoid. Okay, almost like a oval and ovoid in shape, and flattened, and bears a truncate snout. Okay, truncate snout means it refers to the front part of the mouth. No, it is little elongated, not so much like animals like horse and other animals. Okay, and truncate means a little short. Okay, a short snout, which is called truncate snout. Okay, and it contains mouth, external nares, eyes, ears, and vibrissae. Okay, external nares means the openings. Okay, external openings, nostrils, like, okay, for the purpose of inhaling air. So they have also vibrissae. Vibrissae, it refers to the bristles. Okay, the hair-like structures projected from their mouth. Okay, that is mouth is a transverse slit-like structure, and it is bounded by upper lip and lower lip. And just above the mouth are two oblique openings called nostrils. So nostrils are present just above the mouth. And from each side of the upper lip, tactile hairs or vibrissae or whiskers project outwards. I said this vibrissae, they are the projections. Okay, they are the projections from the each side of the upper lip. Okay, they are also called tactile hairs because tactile refers to they are sensitive. Okay, if we touch, they'll understand. Okay, they act as a sense of organ. And apart from it, a pair of large movable external ear or pinnae are present. Okay, pinnae, it refers to external ear. This is also a characteristic feature of mammals, and these pinnae are situated at the top of the head. Okay, and neck, about neck, it connects the head with the trunk. It helps to turn the head also. Neck helps the animal to turn the head.